If you remember a time before this office was like an office, just save yourself, roll down there, down in the comments, and comment, I stayed committed. Because there was a time when this office was like a horrible yellow color, there was no lights, there was nothing. There was nothing on the walls. I remember I had stuff like set up on my desk. Since we moved to BC, it rains a lot, right? In Vancouver, it rains a lot. So I don't like to do a lot of the in-car videos all the time because it's hard to hear. There's a lot of rain noise and stuff like that. So I tried to set up this office, which is kind of complete now, I would say. It's looking pretty good. Let me guys know what you think. Do you prefer the in-car videos? I know they're different. They're a little bit more entertaining to watch because I'm not just sitting here in one spot the whole time. But this kind of gives you like a better sound and stuff, so I'm trying to do what's best. I'm trying to do the best quality for you guys, so let me know what you think. What do you prefer? So today what I want to talk to you guys about is something that you guys message me about all the time, and there's a huge market of you guys out there who are buying BRZs, or not just BRZs, but cars in general, and you think that for some reason I'm like a guru and I know the answers to all your questions, which I don't, but I'm here to help you a little bit with the question that I get 100% most. And that question is, should I buy a new car or a used car? I don't have the final answer, but I do have a lot of experience and I do have some stuff that I can help you guys with. So I did work in sales for a while. I've worked in dealerships for many, many years. And I do have a say on this. I went to school for automotive business. I get it. I'm not telling you the answers. I'm not telling you what's right, what's wrong, what works for you. I should silence that. Everybody's got a different lifestyle and situation and stuff, and it's different for everybody. But this is what I try to tell everybody, but I figure I'd just make a video. It sums it up easier, then you guys can just come here and watch, resource to it. Makes a little more sense. This is also not gonna be like a lease versus new versus used. It's not that. This is just new or used, and this is not a 2018 versus a 2008 used. This is like brand new 2018 versus a couple years old, like 2016. So that's what you're getting into right now. We're gonna talk BRZs because that's what I drive, and that's why a lot of you guys started following me in the first place. And a lot of people message me, say, hey, I wanna buy a BRZ. Should I buy new? Should I buy used? Blah, blah, blah. It depends. If you're looking to buy like a cheaper car, like a $5,000 car, or you wanna buy like an old Z or something that you can't get brand new, obviously I wouldn't recommend going brand new. And if you just can't afford it or it's not in your budget or whatever, then just don't do it. This is for the people that are debating between, like I said, the 2018s, 2016s, like new to used kind of thing. So we're gonna start with like a 2018 BRZ Sport Tech, I don't know what they call it in the States, is about 31 grand, approximately. That's an approximation. This is not gonna be exact math, but this is close to about what the cars cost. And a used 2016, so that's about 2 years old, Sport Tech is around 26K with 40,000 kilometers on it. I'll convert that to miles for you right here. So you got a brand new BRZ Sport Tech, 31 grand, 0 kilometers. This is a used 2016 Sport Tech, 26 grand with about 40,000 kilometers, so still relatively new and a pretty good price. But this is why I recommend going new. So if at any point you're getting lost, just take a second because this is really simple. I'm trying to lay it out for you guys so it's really easy to understand. So this 2018 is about 31 grand. Now going in there, assuming that you are putting down $0, you owe 0, and you're trading in nothing. So you're going in there basically just outright buying this car for 31 grand in a finance. Now if you buy cash, whatever, you're not relevant. If we're assuming that you're financing. You've got 0 down, no owing money, and your trade is 0. So you're financing the whole $31,000. Most people finance for about 5 years, which is 60 months. And on a new car, about 0.5% to 1% interest. So we're gonna go with 0.5%. That's what I paid on my car brand new. And Subaru offers that every so often. So we're gonna go with 0.5% interest. So barely any interest. So once you go in there, you pay your tax, you pay your interest. Over the course of 5 years, 60 months, that car is gonna cost you $591 a month or $270 bi-weekly. Now, I know 272 is not half of 591, but when you bi-weekly payments, there's 2 months or 3 months where there's an extra payment because you get one at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month. If you don't understand it, search it up. But bi-weekly is a little bit less than half because there's a couple months where you make 3 payments instead of 2. So now you're looking at this and you're going, okay, so brand new 2018 car, you know, $591 a month, and I'm paying about 31 grand for it plus tax. I don't think I'm into that. I'm not into that. That's too much money for me. Cool, we'll put that aside. So you're like, okay, the $26,000 BRZ is obviously gonna be my choice. It's like 5 grand cheaper than this one that's 31 grand. I'm gonna finance it. It's gonna be way cheaper. My payments and everything will be way better. Just give me a second. So you take this BRZ, that's 26 grand with 40,000K on it, right? Assuming the same thing, you don't owe any money, you don't put any money down, whatever. 5 years, your interest rate on a used car is about 6% right now. You don't believe me? Call your local dealership. I live in BC. Everywhere in Canada I know is about 6%. States, you do weird things. I don't know about you. Once you do your math, you're paying $568 a month. And on a brand new one, you're paying $591. That's $261 bi-weekly versus $272 bi-weekly. So you're like $11 more bi-weekly just to get a brand new one because you added the 6% interest. So if you don't understand what that means, basically when you bought this new car, you paid 0.5% interest. So over the course of the whole thing, you're only being charged $447 to borrow the money for the car. So if it was 0% interest, you would just pay 31 grand plus tax. But because you have 0.5% interest, you're paying 31 grand plus tax plus $447 for the 5 years, which is nothing. Always do this. This makes good sense. So then you go to the used one, you're like 26 grand, way better, $568 a month. That's not much less than this brand new one. What happened? You're paying $4,700 in interest because you're at 6% because that's just the running rate of used cars. I don't make this stuff up. I'm just telling you facts. You pay almost 5 grand in interest because you're paying 6%. And now if you're trying to work things into budgets or whatever, hold on, I'm not there yet. This is just for the flat out point I'm trying to make. So at the end of the day, you take this brand new car with only the $447 interest. Your monthly payments are $591 a month. So you do that times 60 months, which is your 5 years. So one payment every month for 5 years. Your total you pay on the car, on the entire car, once you paid interest, once you paid tax, once you paid every single payment, you're only paying $35,460. Not too bad. You come to the used car, and once you add interest and once you add your taxes to this car, once you've paid every payment for 5 years, whoa, you're paying about $34,080. That's only about $1,400 less than what you pay on a brand new car. So at the end of your 5 years, when everything is said and done, at the very end of the day, you paid $35,460 for a brand new BRZ. If you go for the used one, at the end of the same amount of time, the end of the same 5 years, you're an additional 40,000 kilometers because that's how many you bought it with. And yeah, you may be 5 grand cheaper up front, but at the end of the day, you only save 1,400 bucks. And like I said, I have a trick for you if you're gonna be doing payments, like bi-monthly and stuff like that. But just in general terms, you're only saving $1,400 to buy a used car at the end of the day. So if you can afford the monthly payments, if the monthly payment's not really your problem, you're just thinking, whoa, I don't wanna spend that much money on a brand new car, I'd rather buy a used one. Take a different approach and do this and look at it and think about it, because you're only really saving tiny amount of money. And on top of only saving that tiny amount of money, you're already getting a car with 40,000 kilometers on it. Someone else has driven it, someone else has done who knows what to the maintenance, and you're getting a car that's used. It's already 2 years old, so at the end of this 5 years, instead of your car being 5 years old, it's gonna be 7 years old. It's gonna have more problems, it's gonna have more wear and tear. It's gonna end up costing you more than this brand new one, strictly because it's already 40,000 kilometers into the vehicle's life. So like I said, if you can afford monthly, do it. If you can't afford the monthly, if you're like, no, I can't, I'm trying to be budget friendly here, that's why I went with the lower one, that's why we went with the used car, because you know, I'm trying to get my payments lower than $260. I want to stretch it for more years, I want to get lower payment, cheaper car, whatever it is, then you're gonna have to just buy a used car. That's the way it is. Unless you have money to put down or whatever, just buy the used one, because in that case, yeah, it makes sense. If you're not trying to be budget friendly, if you're just trying to have a good deal at the end of the day, new's probably the way to go. And here's a trick that I did when I bought my car. So people think that when you put the money down, right, you save more money. When you're buying a used car, yes, this is the case. If you have money to put down on this car, put it down. That's gonna reduce all of your amounts, and at the end of the day, you won't be paying as much interest because you won't be paying as much for the car. When I bought my BRZ, I only put like 2 grand down, I think, and that was just to cover warranties and stuff I got. I had like 7 grand or 8 grand or something for that. I sold my old car and I went to buy the BRZ. I had like 7 or 8 grand to spend on the BRZ, but instead, you're only being charged $447 for the interest for the entire time you're paying for that car, right? So why would you put money down? It's not gonna save you anything. If you can afford the monthly, there's no point in putting that money down. So what I did was I put the money into a separate account. So now I have this bank account with 8 grand in it. Every month, my payment comes out of that account. So there was a good like year where I was in school still, and my payments came out of that account, and I didn't have to even think about it. My car just paid for itself. That 8 grand stayed in the bank account, money came out, paid for the car, and I didn't have to worry about, you know, like being in school and making payments and will I have enough money, will I have enough whatever. It just happened. So like the card just paid for itself from that account, and I think that was the best decision I've ever made, because I never really had to worry about like, oh guys, like I can't go out tonight, you know, like I gotta pay for my car, because instead of putting that money down, I just put it in an account and then let the payments come out of that account until, you know, I was done school. Then I started putting money into that account, and now every 2 weeks I put over my $260 into that account and I pay for my car. So to everybody that always asks me, should I buy new, should I buy used, you know, Robbie, what do you think, what should I do? I think if you can afford the monthly, buy new. If you can't afford monthly, you're trying to be budget friendly, buy used. And like I said, it comes down to what is the reasoning. If you're trying to do this strictly because you're trying to get a better deal, you're getting a better deal with new. If you're trying to do this because you can't afford the monthly coming out of your account, then you got to do the used, and that's all there is to it. I hope that helps some of you guys, because you guys constantly are messaging me about what should I buy and how should I do it. And I use BRZs for examples because I know that's what you guys love, and I know that's what we're all here for. Other than 240 Tuesday, unless you're amped about 240 Tuesday. I think 240 Tuesday is like the killer of, I want to get a shirt with 240 Tuesday written on it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate every single one of you that come back every day and watch my videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope it helped some of you guys today. I will catch you next time. Peace out and stay committed.